Hi everybody, it's Jane from Living Skies Vintage, and I'm back ready to do some of the last few things on this picture that I am coloring from Find Color, and it's by Gugelli is what it says here. Find Color by Gugelli. I believe this is a Japanese coloring book, and one of the many that I enjoy that they have put out. So I've been working on this. You can check, there's a couple of videos before this. I actually had a great big accident with this page, and I'm really happy with how it's turning out. It didn't get totally ruined. I've maybe added a little bit of black that's kind of come through with my Sharpie from dawdling too long resting my pen, but I think I can deal with that. It's not enough that I'm going to worry about. It's these lines that I did. But I do have a little bit of detail work to do. I've got some of the ribbons on her dress and the tassels and the woodwork and a little bit of flowers down in here to finish. Oh, and these lovely earrings I have. So, and then hopefully I'll be taking off the washi tape by the end of this episode, and we'll be able to see this page completed. So let's get started on what I do have left to do. And I think what I'll do is I'll work on the colored pencil box, the box here, and the flowers. I want to do the earrings that are hanging here in a gold pen, and I want to do this, her tassels, and that. Where did I put them? Right here. So I want to do these here in this gold pen, which is a really nice Uniball ball if you like a gold metallic, not glittery. And then this is the Pentel Sparkle Pop in the purple that I'm going to put on her tassels here and see how that goes. I looked at the blue and I looked at the red, which I also have. They're a little too much. I am right out of the Sparkle Pop gold, but the orange comes out gold sometimes, but I think it's going to turn up orange against the red here, so I don't want to take that chance. And other than that, I don't have a lot of really nice gold pens at the moment, so that's why we're going with that and that. We'll see how those go, but let's get some of this pencil crayon stuff done first. So, I forgot to get my brown pencils down. I like keeping my pencils in jars according to colors. And since I have redone my office, they are now just up on the wall, just in front of me here with my books, and I can see the pencils in their cups. And right now I've got my browns out, and I've got some purples and some blues, which I had been using on here in the surround. Okay, so I hope everybody's doing well. I'm just going to get started on this frame right now. Now, that's in the wrong place. In my box of pencils, I have my cup of pencils. I have Prismacolors, and I also have this set, the StarJoy set. It came out a number of years ago, and was actually somewhat sponsored by, and I'm just trying to remember her name. I'll see if I can find it, and I will put it in the video description for you. But she apparently worked with the producer overseas and came out with these, and these are pretty nice pencils, and they were a good economical set. And I'm not quite sure. I should take a look and see while I can, if they're even available. Hold on a second. Yeah, there is. I still see the StarJoy colored pencils. I got the 120 edition, I believe, when I in the tin, and I wish I had gotten the artist color pencils in the roll up case. That would have been so much nicer, and that was the 72 count. But I got these. They're pretty nice pencils though. And like the 72 count in the tin is $39.53, and if you want in the roll-up canvas wrap, it's actually less expensive, and that's Canadian dollars. So check the sites from where you are and take a look if you can see StarJoy. I've enjoyed using them, and they are not as expensive as Prismacolors. So there we go. That's, so I pulled this one. I just tend to go with what color do I think I need going by the pencil tips. I kind of know what it's going to be, and I can always work with it. And I know this particular one is going to be a darker color, so that's what I was looking for, just to kind of get this back of the box in around the petals. You know, and it makes a big difference if you just go in and actually put the color where it should be. Even if it's just a dot, your eye sees it, just pulls that right through. So I want this side of the box is deeper. That part of the branch is still over top of it, and it kind of went like that. As you're looking at it in 3D to a certain extent, because that's going that way and that's going this way. And I think what I'll do is just give it a light going over with this same pencil on the actual frame itself. Lots of layers, and I don't mind if I trip over the branch a little bit. Just going to build this up until it seems to be the way I like it. Again, around the flower, outline the flower just a little bit, and it stands out just that much more against the wood frame. Bring this down. What I'm going to do on the outside of the frame, it's been painted a little darker, so I'm going to take a lighter pencil to it and see if I can pop it out a bit. We'll just color this over. There. Some lighter color. I'm going to grab that, because that's kind of more like what I want here. That's a light terracotta. Let's see if I can make this. There we go. It looks just a little brighter than it was. So it comes forward a bit more compared to the dark. I still feel like I'm talking to myself, which essentially I am, but I know I'm talking to you guys too, so I hope you forgive me when I just get quiet. Okay, and I'm gonna just give this a a little bit of this, another layer to this wood here. I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fairly sharp pencil and see if I can put that wood grain in a little deeper and then color over it. To finish it off. So let me see, which one would I use? That's going to be a very hard one. There's a good color. Oh yeah, the Dark Terracotta, and it's got a good point on it now. So let's see. Yeah. So just try and get some of the wood grain that the artist has put in. See if I can highlight it just a touch. I don't have to go heavy-handed, nor do I have to put it exactly on the line. And here's something that I do just automatically, and I don't know if anybody ever does this or thinks about doing this, but you'll notice I turn my pencil in my hand a lot, and that actually keeps the sharper part of the point, especially if you find it starting to get a little dull, actually on the paper, or will allow a sharper point if you've got it sharpened, the sharper part. And there. See, I'm not too worried about going exactly on top. But I want to mimic what the artist has done here. That's what we did. Just want to make sure that I've got marks that are going to be seen, because I do have another color that'll go on top of this yet. And that we're going to do this chestnut color. See, I just choose them as I go along. Actually, let's use this Crayola brown. Sorry for the noise. Yeah. I like my pencils to have a bit of a point on them. I'm just going to try and burnish this in, or at least put this last layer on. I find with the wax crayons, these are wax-based pencil crayons, that you can kind of get away with a few less layers. Now, using the oil pencil-based pencil crayons, like the Spearfarben that I have in my pencil collection, not collection, it's my tools. Those are much harder, and you need to really lightly layer them one on top of each other, and they tend to be more transparent. They don't blend like Prismas or other wax-based pencil crayons do. They don't blend together. They tend to lay on top of each other like sheets of cellophane. That's what I think of when I see them and when I use them. So what they remind me of is how they react with the colors underneath. They don't blend and meld. They act like cellophane sheets on top of each color. I just wanted to darken that up just a touch. And we'll go down here. And I'm going to go in with the black No, maybe not black. It might be. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's the black. It's the black. I wasn't sure if I had it. You can see it's a very short pencil in my collection. Right. This is almost done on here. And then I can go with the black. Yeah, that's what I want. Hold on. It's going to make a lot of noise again. Sorry. There's nothing worse than a dull pencil when you're trying to get into tight areas. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to clean this up, make this edge nice and tight, so that our brain sees a box, because that's what drawing is we're just fooling the brain into thinking that what we have put on the page, are we trying to make it look somewhat 3D or in real life? Make it come alive? And yeah, because I think my vision of this is that this is a shadow box. And I think most of you know what a shadow box is, you know, where you put objects of memorabilia or keepsakes. And I find it interesting that we've got like the earring hanging there. So we've got the lady maybe waiting, but here's her earrings, or her other earrings. I know she's got a pair on in the shadow box. And as you can see, I can make this much crisper with the pencil than what was happening with just the watercolor. That's really all I'm trying to do, is to darken this background just a bit, make it a little crisper. That's the joy of having your backgrounds painted, is that it takes up, the paint takes up, or takes care of, I should say, a lot of layers in your drawing. That you would ordinarily have to cover with pencil, and it's not fun. But you can see here how I can make this much more precise now with my pencil, and get that earring just perfect before I go over it with the pen. Just that there. There. I think I got that one right. Do you? We'll just go around this outside part here. And the bird, and the branch, and the bird's tail. flower. Now where'd that flower come from? It came from, nope, that's a petal. That's a petal that's falling. That's what that is. Okay. I can see that now. I'm just going to do this a little bit more of an outline here, because that's the falling petal, like this one here. Okay, I think that's enough with the black. Yeah. Now, I need to just get a little bit on a really light pink. There's a pink rose. I'm going to use that. And then I've got, these are the magentas and that I was already using in these flowers, which I'm going to hold on to. But I'm also going to get, where is this? This maybe hot pink. Just going to see how this is going to work with these flowers, if this pale pink is going to come out enough. And see, on this white paint, it's just not. So let me see if the hot pink will work a little better. Yeah, that's giving me the pink center that I'm looking for. That's a petal. That's a petal. See if I can do that there. See, just that little bit of pink. Just bring those flowers to life. And I do want it to kind of look like the dress she has on, somewhat. So I can see how that's coming out. I'm gonna have to give that a little more white maybe on those, which I have the chalk, which will come up really nice on this. Give them a little extra. Same for these up here. I'll have to give them a little chalk. Alrighty. The chalk I'll wait until the end because I'm going to be putting my hand over this, but I already have some on here, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I can keep my hand off of most of it, but I'm going to work from this way to that way. So that means that's the bow I want to do first before I get into these. So yeah, I want to do this purple first. So let's see how it goes. Holding my breath. Well, it's not too bad. It's coming out more blue, but I can live with that. The blue was like turquoisey almost in its appearance, and I just wasn't happy with that at all. I want to make sure that I cover all of that line there, that one. That's going behind the branch. We're going to stop there. That's coming out. It's actually going behind that piece. This is a big knot. Just gonna like so for now. Okay, this is where it's coming from. Like it's blowing in the wind, I guess. We'll just put a little line underneath it. That'll kind of represent the knot. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it's gonna looks like. And I don't want to color this in solid, so I'm just gonna do some separate lines. They overlap at times, that's all right. We're making a tassel, and I'm not that concerned, except that I want to kind of get what it looked like on the paper as the artist drew it. And we'll just give one more there. That'll take care of that. I will worry about any other color showing through. This one goes like this. So. Sorry if my head's in the way. I couldn't see what I was doing. The hazards, eh? Alright, that's not too bad. So that's that tassel there, which is going to be the same tassels that she has on her top. And I'm going to start up here. And the reason I don't mind it so much if it's that it's blue is if you can tell, there's a blue butterfly embroidered in her fan, which is what this thing is here. Have you ever seen? They're actually see-through white silk that has embroidery on it. I've actually seen one recently in a thrift store. And as soon as I saw this shape with the stick behind it, able to see through, you know it's not a mirror. You wouldn't have a stick going through the middle of a mirror with your face. So it had to be this fan. Because not only do they have the snappy accordion fold style fans, but they also had hard fans. Maybe overdid that a little bit. And I'm going to make those pearls white, the same as these pearls on the screen. Her privacy screen, or however you would like to say what it is. Sorry if I'm quiet. Do this stuff, and it's hard to talk and think about what to talk about and to concentrate on what you're doing at the same time. Now this is, like I say, the Pentel Sparkle Pop pens. I've bought this set of pens a couple of times. Always been happy with them, and they're great. Great for, you know, those nice fun accents. Uh-oh. I'll have to get that before I go. Just a couple of things fell on the floor. Okay, now these are behind. So I just want that to be little there. And this one to be little there. That. And that. Now these tassels are definitely drawn with more body, so I'm going to give the tassel itself a little more body for each string. Just means going back up in the space so that the tassels appears thicker. Yeah, I like the way how that's turned out. And we'll continue on. So I'll be taking off for a little bit. I don't know if you guys heard. Been mentioning for a little bit that I'm going to be taking off to Mexico in the next little while here. So I wanted to try and get this finished before I left, and then get all the series out. And didn't get a chance to post a lot of Halloween pictures and coloring, but I'm going to try and get those pictures taken. I've got some PDFs. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a video, if I'm going to have enough time, but I'll certainly get them up on Instagram. And yeah, I'm going to take my camera with me, so I hope I can take some live videos while I'm down there. I'm taking my some pencil crayons for myself, because like I said, I'm going by myself, so I can do as I please. And I think it's going to be just great times to sit down and color. And I'm going to turn on my camera, and I'm going to see if anybody's out there and wants to, you know, color along with me by the seashore or wherever I happen to be at the moment. But yeah, that just might be a fun thing to do. I think the time's going to change this weekend, So that's going to really turn me around. Well, it won't so much for me because the time of day is going to be the time of day in Saskatchewan. And then, well, if I'm on vacation, I really don't care what the time is for the most part. So there, I've got all that blue done. And now I wanted to actually do these earrings. And then all I have left is to re-highlight with my chalk some of the white. Now this is a gold hook that goes over the branch. Over the branch. And then we'll do, I'm going to try and make the feather stand out as separate and not just do one big blob on these parts. And that just means, for the most part, doing separate areas, keeping the wet ink away. It's working pretty good. I can come up here and do the bird head now. And there's a couple more feathers here. The ball. The ball. So you can kind of see the artist drawing lines between every section. It's just such tiny bits. And then what I might do is go over that, especially if it's in the black area, with my Sharpie. Do that. And that. Make sure I'm not getting any blue on me. That's all I need. Spread that around. There. Looks like a bird to me. We'll do the same thing over here. Make that beak better. There we go. I'm sorry, I forget all the time that I'm thinking all these things in my head, which is going 50 miles an hour. But I'm not saying anything to you guys, so. I realize that those balls may have been pearls, but I'm going to put gold on there for now. I might be able to cover it with chalk if I decide to do otherwise. And that. Okay, let that gold dry. Won't fuss with those too much more. I'll get my little, I had a sharpening chalk here. Where'd it go? There it is. It's very small, but you know, it's chalk. So I'm just gonna go over these white pearls again, now that I've put my pencil crayon background down. It just intensifies that white, and I think it almost gives them a glow because of the chalk. And all these. See, it even looks, it can bring up the white on the back of that flower is good. I don't know if you can see that or not through the camera. Try to be careful down here. Not put my hands in any wet ink. It's mostly dry. I love the lady in this picture, but I think the pearls in front of it really makes for the drama. That's why I decided to put so white on black string, black silk string. I'm sure it would be. Should never blow on your pictures, especially if you use pan pastels. So if you get a little bit of wet on there, it's permanent. You can't do a thing with it. That pan pastels or any kind of pastel, actually. So I hope everybody's having a good day and a good week. And as of the taping of this video, it's just you know, we're at the beginning of Halloween week, and the weather here has been terrific up till now. Still is being terrific. I hope that the kids get to trick or treat on a nice warmer day than what usually we can experience here in Saskatchewan, especially around Halloween. It's usually wet or even snow, depending if the temperature's gotten cold enough. It's getting cold at night, that's for sure, getting down just below zero. But hey, it's that time of year, you know. The leaves are gorgeous color of red, orange, and yellow. That's the best part about fall, not the cold weather, just the leaf colors. See, this takes a long time. When I did this in the first video, I let you all go, but I wanted to I want to be able to take off the washi tape, which is kind of like the last thing, and it's done. I'll finish this in a little bit. I'm just going to give these a little bit more on these flowers. Give them again a little more white. Against the black. I like how that pops a bit. And that makes these stand out a little more. That's what I also wanted to do, because they were getting lost in the in her dress. I think that is making me very happy. Ooh, I know the ones. These little dots back here. Just so you know, I wasn't going to forget them. I decided I did want to do those white pearls. So we're going to give them the same little treatment that the pearl curtains have. I say don't blow, but then I do it. Yeah, well. If I oh, I know what I could do. I had to put some up here. Yeah. Okay. I will finish the rest of the little now. I'm going to finish them right now. I'm going to try and do them real fast. Stick with me. Stick with me to the end and see the big reveal. Because I just don't want to have to go back in on here after the washi tape is off. Here we go, here we go. These are not in her hair, they're hanging in front of her hair. But they are taking up some of the, picking up some of that color from behind. And when I did the hair, that's black fine line Sharpie, as are the strings on these pearls. And then what I did afterwards is I took different colors of pencil crayons, mostly the blues and the purples, and then colored in her hair after giving her the hairstyle, kind of following what the artist had already given me, but knowing it would be lost once I had completed everything else. Oh, there's my little. We're getting there, I'm going at a fast pace. And also doing this over again, I get a chance to actually look at the picture again in smaller areas and seeing if I've missed anything. Have I missed anything? I don't think so. These are all my pencils over here underneath my arm. Them over there. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way this page has turned out, considering the almost disaster I had with it. And if you look, you should be able to find it. Basically, it was entitled, "Oh No." But I figured, well, might as well make the most out of a bad thing, and if I can get out of it, good. If I can't, well, then you all would know. But we've all done really silly things. Certainly by mistake, and that was by mistake. I didn't mean to spill my masking fluid all over my picture. Almost done. Only one more line after I get to the top here, and then I can take off the brush the bits away and take off the washi tape. Remember these white dots, these are the dots that I had originally covered up with masking fluid, and I still want them whiter than what the page is. Coloring it with in Prismacolor is great, but right now this is going to be much whiter. This paper is not a true white. It's pretty white, but it's not a true white. Oh, I think I need to take a look at her eye too before I sign off of this. Yeah, I just want to do a tiny, tiny touch of a white gel pen. This one will do. Yeah, it's the 0.08. It'll do. I just didn't want the big 1.0 nib because it was yeah, just going to be too much. All right, let's see what this looks like once I get the washi tape off. I'm really kind of excited. I like the way that the look at how that edge is going to turn out. That's what I like about this, is just with the washi tape, you just get a nice clean edge. And I think with this picture, it really helped because it has this kind of frame, kind of bits around it. this one up here. And there we go. That one got a little, I think that was where some of the masking fluid had gone underneath the tape. But I think it's okay. Take that away and that away. It's looking good. And then, yeah, I just had a little bit here. A little bit here. Washi tape. Ooh. And this is where all of that masking fluid, a lot of it had fallen right into the crevice there, but I saved it. I did. It worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. I'm really happy with that. Yes, I'm really happy with the way that that turned out. So, yeah, that's got a nice frame. This is the disaster picture that I thought I had, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I hope you guys are happy too, and I hope you come back again. Please do, and I'm going to shoot some lives from Mexico. I'm going to be taking my pencil crayons and some papers and some my Neo colors too to do some water painting with. So come back and join me. Look for me while I'm in Mexico, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for coming by, and if you haven't already, give us that thumbs up, and please subscribe. It really helps me, helps the algorithm, and helps get some of my content out to other people that may like the same thing. And I hope you enjoyed this. So thanks again. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.